Welcome back to TC Talk Sports. As you should know by now, I'm not doing a preview for every team in the NBA like I promised, but for the rest of the teams I have left, I'm going to talk about their season so far and still have some of my predictions of how well or how bad they're going to do come the end of the season. You should know I'm doing this because you should be subscribed. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. My motto, all sports, all the time. I post something on here and TikTok, TC Talk Sports, every single day. So follow on there, subscribe on here. If you're a sports fan of any kind, any level of knowledge or expertise, this is definitely the YouTube page for you. Just hit subscribe, follow along on my journey. Just do it, please. With this new format, I guess, of videos I've already posted of the Pelicans, Hawks, and the Spurs. Today I'm going to be talking about the Brooklyn Nets. I think a very interesting team coming into this season. An iffy season so far for them, but I'm going to get into team stats, player stats, and just see how well they've been doing so far this season. As of the recording of this video, Brooklyn Nets are 6-9, 11th in the East. Offensively, they've been about the middle of the pack, 111.4 points per game. That's 18th. They're 12th in total assists. That's mostly due to two guys who I'll get into in a little bit. Defensively, they have not been playing well. They're giving up 114.6 points per game. That's 22nd in the league. Teams are shooting 48.5% from the field against them. That is dead last in the entire NBA out of every single team. First up, if casual basketball fans don't know this name, which I don't know how they wouldn't, they would definitely know it now. Cam Thomas leading the team with 24.6 points per game. That's 14th best in the league. He's shooting 39.2% from three. He's really a scorer, a shooter, only averaging 3 assists per game. But luckily, he has other guys in this lineup that can make good passes and have high assist numbers. When you talk about Cam Thomas, when people say, oh, this guy's a hooper or that guy's a hooper, that is exactly what Cam Thomas is. You give him the ball, he's going to shoot 30 times a game. He doesn't care. He's going to score a lot. I mean, he just goes out there and balls out pretty much every single night. November 15th versus the New York Knicks, he put up 43 points, shooting 7 for 10 from three. That's his season high. I mean, he's literally capable of doing that every single night. Will he do that? No. Like, when I know the Nets are playing, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Cam Thomas score 35 plus points every single night. I saw people on Twitter betting on him to win the scoring title at the beginning of the year. That's a good bet. I mean, he's averaging 24.6 points per game, which is a lot, but there's 13 guys ahead of him, which is kind of insane to think about, but he's one of the best scorers in the league. You can't deny that. Now it's one of their main primary ball handlers. It's Dennis Schroeder. He's averaging 18 points per game. He's having a pretty good year, shooting 42.6% from three, also averaging 6.1 assists per game. He is a tough on-ball defender, also averaging 1.3 steals. I think Schroeder, when he got signed by the Nets, it was a good signing for them. I mean, he is a good, now experienced NBA player. He can score when he wants. He can put up 25 points, or he can put up 2 and have 12 assists. His best game, October 29th versus Denver. He scored 28 points, shot 5 for 11 from 3, and finished with 14 assists. I mean, that's just the type of things he's capable of doing. He can score when he wants. He always makes good passes. I mean, he's just confident and comfortable with the ball in his hands. And he's got some good shooters around him to, make shots whenever he passes them the ball. One of those good shooters is Ben Simmons. Just kidding. Obviously, Ben Simmons is not a good shooter whatsoever, not really a good player whatsoever. But he's now in his third year with the Nets. He played a combined 57 games for Brooklyn in the last 2 years. Just another guy that's always hurt, never on the floor. But unlike some other guys that are always hurt, he probably makes the least amount of impact. Because Ben Simmons stinks, everybody knows that. This year, he's averaging 5.3 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Those 7 assists leads this team. I know everyone says Ben Simmons stinks. I just said it like 4 times. But coming into the NBA, his biggest thing was he's like 6'10". He's strong, athletic for his size, but his vision, his court vision, his passing ability is what made him the number 1 overall pick, I believe, out of LSU. I mean, that's the best part of his game is passing and his vision with the ball in his hands. So averaging 7 assists, that's nothing crazy for him. I wouldn't be surprised if that number is closer to 8 or 9 by the end of the year. November 1st versus the Bulls, probably his best game of the year. 8 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, in only 26 minutes. I think those are numbers that he's capable of. I mean, scoring-wise, he has like literally 0 jump shot and definitely not a three-point shot. But assists, he could average 10 a game. It's a little difficult to do in the NBA, but he's the type of guy that can get it. His minutes haven't been so high this year. He's been around like the 26, 27 minute mark. If he gets more minutes, he's going to get more assists. Is he a significant piece for a team trying to win a championship? No, but I mean, entertainment-wise, he's a good passer. It could be fun to watch, but overall, he still stinks. Cam Johnson, one of the more interesting players on this team as well. He's now just getting more experience every year in the NBA. This year, he's averaging 16.9 points per game, 4.2 rebounds while shooting 38% from three. He's a really good three-point shooter. I'd like to see that number like over 40% because I know he's more than capable of doing that. He'll have games throughout the year where he has like 5 or 6 three-pointers per game. He's a solid offensive player. He's been getting better on defense every year. He's been in the NBA as well, but three-point shooting, definitely his best attribute, and really just a fun guy to watch. And if I was any team in the league, I'd be more than happy to have Cam Johnson on my team. Coming into this year, Nets had no draft picks. I mean, a lot of people say this wasn't a very good draft class anyways. I think they could have helped out their team with a pick or two, depending who it was, but no draft picks, no real big offseason moves for them either. My player to watch is Jalen Wilson, now in his second year with the Nets. Had a couple good games last season off the bench for Brooklyn, played well in the Summer League. This year he's averaging 21.6 minutes per game, 8.6 points per game, and 3.4 rebounds. I don't think he's shooting the ball all that well this year. He's capable of being like a 35% three-point shooter, I think, but he's athletic. He gives 100% every time he's out there on the court. He's a good on-ball defender. You'd like to see him put on a little more size, some more strength. But overall, I think he's a low-key good player, and he kind of fits in well with this Nets team. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm still doing predictions for all these teams that I have left to make videos for. My prediction for the Nets, plain and simple, they're going to miss the playoffs. I mean, unless Ben Simmons averages 10 points and 12 assists and Cam Thomas averages 30 points per game and they fix their defensive struggles, this is not a playoff team. I don't even see them making a run for the play-in. Kind of in a rebuilding stage, but as of lately, Cam Thomas has been in trade talks. The Nets have said he's open for a trade. They're open for a trade for Cam Thomas. So if he leaves, they definitely have no chance of making the playoffs. They might end up blowing up this roster by the end of the year. But plain and simple, Nets, playoffs, no.